Brand new Benedict Cumberbatch drama, Patrick Melrose will be coming to screens next week. The first episode from the miniseries will be available from Sunday 13th of May exclusively on Sky Atlantic and TV streaming service Now TV. The series is described as harrowing yet hilarious and is based on the semi-autobiographical novels by critically acclaimed author Edward St. Aubyn. The books have been adapted for television by BAFTA Award nominee author and screenwriter David Nichols, with each episode devoted to one of the 5 books. According to Sky, Patrick Melrose series gives a compelling window into the upper class as it tracks one man's journey from a deeply traumatic childhood through adult substance abuse, and ultimately towards recovery. Patrick Melrose star TOWIE is in the cast of Patrick Melrose, Benedict Cumberbatch, the protagonist and star of the series hedonist extraordinaire. Patrick Melrose is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. The character is extremely wealthy and lives a luxurious lifestyle with endless girlfriends, but has a nasty heroin habit. His addictions are born from the need to distract himself from a deeply traumatic childhood, specifically stemming from his relationship with his monstrous father. According to Sky, perhaps the news of his father's passing might motivate Patrick to finally make a change for good. However, it is to be a long road, and one with numerous setbacks. The Oscar-winning actor and star of Sherlock also serves as executive producer on the series, and he himself has said that his character is psychologically all over the place. He's addicted to drugs and near suicidal, but also incredibly funny and brilliant, he said. On taking on such a demanding role, he added, the hardest task was containing that amount of hurt and pain, having to go to a place where that was coursing through his veins and tipping him towards chaotic, self-destructive behavior. Will Benedict Cumberbatch return for Sherlock Season 5? David Melrose, Hugo Weaving the monstrous father in question. The elder Melrose is played by the Matrix and Lord of the Rings actor Hugo Weaving. Patrick's abusive father's defining characteristic is his cruelty. He takes a perverse kind of pleasure in inspiring fear and humiliation in others. Even his so-called friends, fellows from his days at Eton, mostly, are cautious of him. Weaving has said it was a challenge to play such a nasty character. He's a monster. He's absolutely monstrous, but he's a human being, and there are monstrous human beings in the world, he said. In the book, we understand a little bit of perhaps what has led David to be who he is. Eleanor Melrose, Jennifer Jason Leigh Patrick's heiress mother, is played by Twin Peaks actress Jennifer Jason Leigh. Eleanor spent years also being abused by her husband and is left a numb alcoholic shell of her former self. David insisted that she not spend a lot of time with their son, and she spent most of her energy attempting to avoid her evil husband. She's a complex and deeply flawed character, Leigh said of her character. Patrick is her son, a son she loves but can't protect. It's a character study in denial. She drugs herself and drinks too much and numbs out the pain as well as any love she can give. Mary Melrose, animatedly Mary, is Patrick's wife and mother to their 2 sons Robert and Thomas. Mary knows of Patrick's past trauma and does her best to be supportive, but when that equates to turning a blind eye to his alcoholism and infidelity, she begins to imagine a life without him. The code of a killer actress said her character loves to protect people from pain. She explained, having lost her father quite young and been brought up by a rather distant and upstaging mother, she is driven to create a happy future for Patrick and her boys, a drive that gives her the strength and tolerance to care through some extreme circumstances. Johnny Hall, Prasanna Puwanaraja, Patrick's best friend, confidant and a fellow addict. Johnny Hall is played by Dr. Foster actor Prasanna Puwanaraja. When Patrick hits rock bottom, it's Johnny who is there to pick him back up. He and Patrick connect because they're both on the outside of their respective worlds, trying to escape them, he said. It's a relationship based on wit and irony. but also on honesty and love over decades of time. Other cast members include The Crown's Pip Dorans as Nicholas Pratt and Game of Thrones Indira Varma as Anne Moore. Allison Williams of Girls and Get Out fame stars as Marianne. An old university acquaintance of Patrick's and Emmy Award winner Blythe Danner plays his aunt.